Well, we're about to get proceedings underway. Hunslet in their Myrtle and Flame traditional home jerseys. They will get proceedings underway. Bradford will have the first use of the ball, playing from left to right towards the south bank, and it will be former Bradford Academy product Kane Savoard to get proceedings underway. He made his Bulls debut here in 2010 under Steve McNamara, aged just 18. Let's have some fun on proper sport. We're underway at Hunslet, and Southernwood's kick's going to bounce up kindly, and Hunslet have got the ball back from the kick-off. And immediately the Bulls under pressure here. 10 seconds gone, and out of dummy half it's going to go from Jack Lee. And Jack Lee's going to give it there to the front row forward, Matt Nicholson. And he's going to be wrapped up just 5 metres out from the Bradford try line. It's going to go from Lee once again. Lee to Southernwood. Southernwood to the fullback Watson. Watson's brought down in a two-man tackle over on that right-hand edge. They're going to go on that shallow stand side again with the second row forward and former Bradford foundation man, Dean Straffer, and he's managed to offload the ball in the tackle, but the referee says it's gone backwards. So Hunslet getting a 50-50 call early doors, and they're looking to turn this early pressure into points on the board. Exactly a minute gone, 0-0. Last tackle. It's going to go back to Southernwood. Southernwood links in there along the line, and here goes Jack Blackburn. Jack Blackburn's on the power play. And he's wrapped up. I think they lost the count there. They couldn't get the kick in. Joe Keys and George Milton racing out of that defensive line and putting in a two-man tackle. And Bradford have the ball. And this is their first use of this afternoon. Don't forget, we're going to keep you up to date with all the latest fixtures. We've got Coventry against Pilkington Rex in the Challenge Cup, Newcastle Thunder against Doncaster, North Wales Crusaders against Oldham, Whitehaven Hemel, and the York City Knights against Keighley Cougars. So Bradford, 3 tackles in. Elliot Minchella has the ball, wrapped up on his back, gets to his feet, plays the ball. Hallison at dummy half. Here goes Crossley. Crossley tries to punch a hole forward. He's brought down 10 shy of the halfway line, 20 in from this main stand side. Hallis out of dummy half to Milton again. Milton down the middle, brought down in a two-man tackle, led there by McKay and Lee. Last tackle for the Bulls. The kick comes in from Keys. Keys straight down the front of Watson. Watson will take it on his 10, and he's immediately homed in on by Hallis and Crossley in a two-man tackle just outside his own 20. So, John, a bit of a shaky start there from the Bulls. Kane Southernwood on his return to Wadsall, causing a bit of problems for the kickoff, but Bradford's defence, it was on point and in tune early doors. Yeah, we kept him out. A bit of no decision making, really, was it, from the kickoff? And we struggled a bit with that at Keighley with their short kickoffs. But to be fair, they defended it well. Now we've come back up the other end. A good set, good start to the sets for us. Hunslet just inside the Bradford half via former Bulls loanee Jordan Roberts. He's brought down on the 5th and last. 38 out away from the Bulls line. Lee to Sanderson. Sanderson goes high. McNally's under it, and McNally will turn defence into attack. And a little bit of a half chance of a break there, and he takes the Bulls 25 shy of halfway. Here goes the Welsh wizard Dalton Grant. A try to his name in 2018. He's brought down on the Bradford 30. They're in the centre of the field as it goes from Hallis to Chisholm. Chisholm to Garside. Garside, inside support there from Dave Chisholm. Chisholm floats it out to Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan, though, is brought down there by Johnston. Bradford, though, they've made 30 metres inroads. They're 30 away from the Hunslet line as Chisholm gives it there to Milton. Milton's going to straighten up. And Milton, the former Hulkiston Rovers man, is wrapped up on tackle number 4. Just shy of the 20. Here goes Callum Bostein, on loan from Castleford in 2018. This is the 5th and last for the Bulls. 15 out from the Hunslet line. Chisholm along that line to Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming back to Garside, and Garside's dropped the ball. That was on the power play, and Bradford have come up with their first error of the match. It's 0-0 here at Hunslet. No score. We've had 5 minutes gone. And John, Bradford looking a little bit dangerous there, showing what they can do with the dry weather football. Yeah, looking pretty strong. Just a bit. I'd query a couple of the choices there. I think we should have maybe come back inside on the first time Dane had the ball, and also that I'm not a big believer in 20-metre passes, 20 metres out. Let's just keep tipping on and doing what we've been doing the last few weeks. Supporters still arriving at Hunslet. A big crowd here for the League One opener here. The first home game of the season for John Keir's side. And Hunslet as we said, currently third in the table, yet to taste defeat in the last 8 as Jordan Roberts bumps off Keys, but Keys comes in and goes for Roberts' leg after Minchella and Gibson managed to uphold and bring down the Leeds loanee, who's at Hunslet on a 1-month loan. Hunslet up to halfway, referee Brandon Robinson says that's the 5th and last, and it's going to go there to Sanderson, and Joe Sanderson's just going to find touch ahead of Greg McNally, 15 out from the Bulls line, so the head and feed to Bradford, and it's got to be said, Hunslet quite fearless in how they've started this game, John.
Yeah, they are. It's interesting, they keep coming down Bradford's right edge, attacking Keys and Minchella and Gibson down this side. Be interesting to see how long they might keep on doing that for. But yeah, both sides just a bit of tit for tat at the moment.
Well, it's got to be said, since the mid-season change of coach when Gary Thornton replaced James Coyle, and Hunslet, of course, last year winning the League One Shield, that could yet to prove to be a springboard for Hunslet in 2018. And, of course, the famous motto on the Hunslet crest, so we shall again. They'll be looking to rise again in 2018 at the Bulls' expense. Bradford up and over halfway here with Sam Hallis. In at dummy half goes Chisholm. Chisholm trying to shake off the Hunslet defenders. Finds the support from Butler Fleming. It's gone forward, says referee Brandon Robinson. The pass from Fleming to Garside is going to be adjudged to have gone forward, and that's another chance gone begging there from the Bradford Bulls. Once again, Dane Chisholm in the thick of it. An excitable player, John.
Yeah, very much so, and a good break. Unfortunately, I think that was a bit of a tough call there from the referee. But again, I'd like to see Bradford calm down a bit and just start building the pressure first before we try and do too much.
Well, David Foggin-Johnson over on that far stand side. He was in the thick of it there, backtracking both Ethan Ryan and putting pressure on Butler Fleming. And Hunslet, well, they've sturdily started promising, and they're going to make Bradford work hard for all the points this afternoon. Out of dummy half from Watson. Watson's brought down just inside the Bradford half, just to the left of centre field. Quick play the ball. It's going to be Lee in at dummy half, and it's going to go back down the middle channel once again with Blackborough. And Blackborough's brought down on the Bradford 40. Here goes Lee, misses out Roberts. Finds Sanderson. Sanderson to Watson. Watson keeps the ball alive to Chappell. Chappell's going to suck in Keys, and he's going to get the ball to Joel Gibson. And Hunslet have opened the scoring here in the 8th minute at Odsall, and it is the Bradford Bulls 0, Hunslet Hawks 4, and that was a great try. It's got to be said, John Keys.
Yeah, I said they keep coming down our right-hand side, and they've cut us open there, and our bodies to spare, and literally just walked over the line. Could be a tough battle this afternoon by the looks of it.
Well, it's got to be said, Gary Thornton certainly has a well-marshalled and developed side. It's not like the Bradford Bulls, who are still integrating the various new additions. George Flanagan, of course, Jake Butler Fleming, still a lot of new players in there. And Hunslet, well, they've got off to a perler here. And it will be Joel Sanderson to potentially add on the extra 2 points here. Lady scores in Betfred League 1. London Scholars, of course, lost to Workington Town. Leon Price picking up his second win as Workington Town head coach yesterday. That one was 42-26. Currently up at Kingston Park in Newcastle, it's Newcastle 6, Doncaster 10. It's Crusaders 2, Oldham 4, it's Whitehaven 4, Hemel 0, and it's 0-0 at Bootham Crescent. Joe Sanderson on point, adds the extra 2, and after 9 minutes here at Odsall, John Keys, it is Hunslet 6, Bradford 0.
Yeah, I think it's all about how we react to this now. As I said, I think we've had a few chances going forward in good ball, but made some poor choices. So I think we just need to settle down a bit.
Well, Bradford haven't been conceding many tries in their recent games. They conceded 6 points against the West Wales Raiders and also 6 points against Keighley. That is their 24th try that they've conceded if you include the pre-season fixtures. They've scored 39, so very potent in the offence, and John Key will be looking to shore up that defence as on the restart. Hunslet move the ball outside of their own 20. Keys in defence, also helped there by the pocket rocket Hallis. Jack Lee out of dummy half, and it's going to be a straightforward drive down the middle there from Matt Nicholson. Nicholson gets to his feet, plays the ball. It's going to go to Southernwood. Southernwood kicking into space early in the tackle count. Splits Ethan Ryan and McNally. McNally picks it up, scoops it up, gives it to Ethan Ryan, who loses his footing. So he's just brought down just outside his own 20. Here goes the man from the foot of the Blue Mountains, Jake Butler-Fleming. He's brought down just outside the 30. Gibson out of dummy half. The crowd getting a little bit impatient with referee Brandon Robinson. Looks a good 10 from our commentary position. It goes from Keys to Grant. Grant's caught in a bit of a tailspin and he's brought down on his back, 5 shy of the halfway line. He's lost the ball in the tackle, and the referee's going to penalise Matt Nicholson for stealing the ball, and now Matt Nicholson's given a little bit of dissent there, so 2 penalties, back-to-back penalties, and the Bulls are going to have favourable position, John.
Yeah, I think we needed that little break there, didn't we? Struggling a bit on the go forward, but it'll be interesting now what we make of this next set of 6.
Joe Keys finds touch just shy of the Hunslet 20. If you just joined in as proper sport, Bulls live. It is Hunslet who lead Bradford by 6 points to 0, courtesy of a try from Gibson and a conversion from Sanderson. The Bulls are looking to get back into it as a pass from Hallis is juggled in the air there by Bustin, and Bustin manages to regather and he's brought down 10 out underneath these sticks. Hallis, good movement, good room to operate, finds Keys. Keys along the line to Chisholm. Chisholm to McNally. McNally's going to be brought down 5 shy of the Hunslet line and from the Providence stand side. It's going to go back there to Garside. Garside has a tilt on that left-hand edge. Garside still going. Brought down a metre shy of the line. Hallis from dummy half. Sam Hallis is over. He attacks the Hunslet markers, and Sam Hallis has his 2nd try of the season for the Bulls. And the Bulls have hit back. Bradford Bulls 4, Hunslet 6. We've had exactly 14 minutes on the clock, John.
Yeah, an interesting opening to the game, mate. Hunslet have come out pretty sharp here. But I said it'd be interesting to see what we do with that set of 6. And eventually Sam just jumps over from dummy half, gets a try. But I think we needed to react quite quickly, and we have done. But I think the next time we get the ball, we need to just steady the ship a little bit here.
It's got to be said, the platform laid there by Garside and Callum Bustin, those big, strong, penetrative runs. Hunslet defence a little bit at 6s and 7s, and unfortunately, Sam Hallis, very diminutive, a lot of dexterity. He went through the gap and he's touched down 5 metres to the left-hand side of the uprights, and that will give Joe Keys an opportunity to level this one up. Joe Keys, 29 from 35 attempts in 2018. He's kicking at 82%. And when I spoke to Joe at Tong, you know, Joe ideally wants to be 90 plus, so he was not happy with 82%. Although when you say 29 from 35, John, it looks good reading.
Yeah, and I think John spoke to you in a post-match interview about, you know, we need a kicker with at least an 80% hit rate, don't we, to make the most of these opportunities. And I think it's, you know, proved its own value, hasn't it, particularly at Keighley. When you get 9 out of 10, it's an extra 18 points on the board. Could make all the difference at the end of the season.
Joe Keys from in front of the South Bank stand. Bradford Bulls 6, Hunslet 6. Hallis with Bradford's 40th try of the season. I'm sure the Bulls are going to score many, many more, but for all Hunslet's early enthusiasm and endeavour, 2 costly penalties put them on the back foot.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, Mick, we've just got to make the most of the ball, haven't we, and take our time, and, you know, we could run some points in here if we play this right.
Kane Summerwood on the restart. Angle towards Minchella. Minchella leaves it for Gibson. Gibson brings it away from the popular stand, terracing, and he's going to be brought down. 22 out from his own line. Hallis in there at dummy half, looks at his options, misses out Gibson, gives it to Grant. Grant is going to be brought down 25 shy of halfway. Hunslet defending vigorously. There's a lot of enthusiasm out there as George Milton's run is extinguished on a roundabout the Bradford 38 metre mark. It goes from Hallis in centre field to Busting, and the Castleford Tigers Loney is brought down 2 metres shy of the halfway line. Bradford, a tackle remaining as it goes from Hallis to Keys to Minchella, good footwork, goes on a mazy lateral run and then heads up, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the Hunslet 40, and this is the 5th and last tackle. It goes from Hallis to Chisholm's going to put a tester up. Ethan Ryan's chasing it, but that's a great tech there, it has to be said, by Fogging Johnston. And Fogging Johnston under no real pressure from Ryan. Ryan had him in his sights, and he took it from the field of play, and he's brought down just in front of his try line. So Bradford a chance to put Hunslet under a lot of pressure, but what a great take there by Fogging Johnston. Difficult to take those when they're swirling in the wind. Keys and Gibson in defence. Lee in at dummy half. Going to give it to the try scorer for Hunslet, Gibson. Gibson's wrapped up on tackle number 4. 1 remaining for Hunslet. There's still 10 out from their own line. Jordan Roberts is going to be brought down in a 2-man tackle led by Grant and Keys. And that'll be the 5th and last tackle. The restricted Gary Thornton's side to just 15 metres. Southernwood's going to kick from his own 10. It's going to come for McNally. McNally calls it. Nearly collided with Grant, and McNally is going to be brought down by Gibson. 30 out from the Hunslet line. Here goes Joe Keys. All the Bradford players are in front of him. He finds Busting. Busting's brought down in a 3-man tackle. 2 tackles gone, 3 remain. 25 out, just to the right of the sticks as it goes from Hallis to Milton. Milton's going to be upended and brought down and turned on his side. That'll give Hunslet a little bit of extra to get their defensive stall set. Hallis scoops it up to Busting, to Chisholm. Bullet pass. Bulls out a little bit of sink there as Ethan Ryan has to come back and picks it up. And now Ethan Ryan's lost the ball forward. 3rd error of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. We've had exactly 20 minutes gone, John, now, and it's still 6-6. 16 minutes gone. And it's going to be a scrum to Hunslet. 20 out from their own line.
Well, again, I think Bradford are trying to overplay a little bit here, and not making the most of the opportunities. You know, Greg took a great ball there from the kick, but we just seem to be a bit lackadaisical at the moment.
Hunslet then out of dummy half. Crossley has come up with a big hit there on the young fullback Watson. And Steve Crossley gets the pats on the backs and gets the high fives. Hunslet have come up with only their 2nd error of the afternoon, and it will be a scrum, head and feet to the Bradford Bulls, deep inside the Hunslet half. Still 6 points apiece here at Odsall. Latest scores: Lee Centurions in the Championship at 12-0 up against Dewsbury. It's Swinton 6, London Broncos 12. And Newcastle and Doncaster playing out a close game at Kingston Park. It's 14-10 to the Thunder. 6-6 between York and Keighley at Bootham Crescent. We'll keep you up to date with all those latest League One scores. Bradford, though, have ball with Chisholm. Chisholm lives it there to Crossley, and Crossley gets the legs driving forward. He's brought down 8 out from the Hunslet line, just to the left of the sticks. It goes from Hallis now. Hallis to Busting. Busting's going to go for a charge to the line. Busting's brought down by Watson. Last grasp tackle. Quick play the ball. Hallis is going to go in again. It's a brace from Sam Hallis. He threw the dummy and he touches down to the right hand side of the sticks. He's got his 3rd try of the season, his 2nd of the afternoon. Bradford Bulls take the lead. It's 10 points to 6.
Great. That's again there from Sam. But even better for me that, you know, there was a knock on and we've made something from their error. And making the most of their errors is what this is all about for us.
And once again, John, the forwards laying that attacking platform, and it was that man again, Callum Busting, sucking 4 defenders out of that defensive line. When you've got 13 men on the field, you've got 9 left. Hallis found the gap.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, Callum's played really well the last few weeks. I've known him since he was about 12, and he's finally grown into a man, which is great to see. And, you know, carrying the ball forward as they are, him and Steve were making some good meters.
Do you reckon Darryl Powell will give him a chance at any point this season?
You'd like to think so, but the way he's playing, I'd rather he stayed here, Mick, if I'm honest.
I think everybody had liked that one. Joe Keys in from just to the right, pretty much straight in front, central in front of the red, amber and black dot. And as we mentioned, Sam Hallas, he had 4 appearances for the Leeds Rhinos in the Super League, signed a 2-year deal with the Bulls at the back end of 2017. And the former Stanley amateur has 2 tries. Keys to go out to 2 from 2. The flags are raised. The referee puts whistle to lips, and it is Bradford Bulls 12, Hunslet 6 on Proper Sport, Bulls Live and Bulls TV. This Betfred League 1 fixture at Hunslet this afternoon. How do Hunslet react now, John? They've conceded 2 quick-fire tries, 2 soft tries, it must be said.
Yeah, I'm not sure really. They came out of the blocks a bit quick, didn't they? But Bradford are slowly gaining momentum here, so you know, we're nearly halfway through the first half. I've just been interested to get a couple of other scores, what they actually do.
Summerwood finds Grant, and Grant immediately wrapped up there by Roberts, and Chappell in a 2-man Hunslet tackle. Hallis' options now on the second tackle. Misses out Milton, finds Chisholm. Chisholm to Bustin. Bustin once again, making 10, 15 metres forward. He's brought down in centre field, just shy of the halfway line. Hallis, quick ball, finds Crossley. Crossley attacking the markers, and Steve Crossley has made 20 metres forward like a man possessed. Up to the Hunslet 30, a tackle remaining. Bit of pushing and shoving at the play of the ball. The referee happy it's legal. Here goes Chisholm. Chisholm to Garside. Garside wrapped up, finds Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming, the ball's gone backwards. It's been kicked forward there by Fogging Johnston, and the referee will say that is back to 1, although he's now come up with a penalty. He's going to say penalty to Hunslet because a Bradford player has taken a Hunslet player off the ball, and I think that was it, young Ethan Ryan in back play. So Hunslet's first penalty of the afternoon. Penalty count now, Bulls 2, Hunslet 1, and a bit of respite for Gary Thornton's side.
Yeah, we could probably have done without giving that away, couldn't we, there? I just think we're trying a bit too hard down the left edge at the moment and trying too many combinations. I'd rather see us just carry on up the middle. I mean, we've just made 35 metres in 2 carries, and then we're just trying to do a bit too much out on that left-hand side.
Kane Summerwood found touch on that occasion, just over halfway, and immediately Hunslet, they'll not be happy with the distribution there because they've not made it to tackle number 1 without coming up with an error. So the error count now at 3 errors apiece. And once again, Callum Bustin, Steve Crossley involved in that tackle.
Yeah, those 2 are going to be a bit tired, I think, aren't they, shortly? But with the bench we've got today, I mean, if you look at the interchanges, how strong it is, we shouldn't really notice anything when things do change. But I'd like to see us get a couple of more scores, as I said before, half-time, really.
Ross Peltier about to enter the arena. Jake Butler Fleming's brought down on the halfway line. Quick play the ball on debut, remember. It goes now to Bustin. Bustin once again making 10 metres forward. John Keir happy to keep Callum Bustin out there thus far, although he's about to make his first interchange of the afternoon. Hallis down the middle with Crossley, and Crossley on that right-hand edge sucks in 3 Hunslet defenders. The sun peeping behind the clouds as George Milton is caught across the shoulder. Peltier comes on for Bustin. Here goes Ross Peltier. Ross Peltier has a tilt at the line, and he's going to be brought down in a 2-man tackle. It's the last play. It's the power play. It goes to Chisholm. Chisholm. Grubber's won along for Ethan Ryan, but Fogging Johnston is on axe there to get the ball, and he's been trapped in goal, and the referee's now given Hunslet a penalty, and he's going to say that the second man in the tackle there, Jake Butler Fleming, rolled Fogging Johnson into his in-goal area. It wasn't legal, and the penalty count is locked up at 2 penalties apiece. 22 minutes gone here at Hunslet, and it's Bradford Bulls 12, Hunslet 6.
Couple of soft penalties there in the last couple of sets, and we could do without that. Again, just rushing a bit around the ruck, aren't we? And our options aren't really set in our shape, so need to slow down a bit.
Latest score at Bootham Crescent, York City Knights 12, Keighley Cougars 6. Elsewhere, Whitehaven 12-0 up against Hemel at the Recreation Ground, and it's North Wales Crusaders 2. Scott Naylor's Oldham side 8. Oldham, of course, the visitors here to Hunslet on Good Friday. 6 p.m. the kick-off. And Hunslet 15 metres inside the Bradford half on their fifth and last tackle. Kane Sutherwood, the 25-year-old, finds touch, just beats McNally, and that'll turn the Bulls around. The Bulls will have the scrum, 10 out from their own try line. And when you think about Kane Sutherwood, made his Bradford Bulls debut, aged 18 under Steve McNamara. He's the son of the former Hunslet Hawk player, Graham Sutherwood. And he's, like you say, John, not quite made it at Super League level, but he's got that good championship pedigree after playing for both Batley and Whitehaven.
Yeah, he has, and it's interesting when him and Scott Leatherbarrow were together at Batley, they were quite a good half-back partnership for Batley and saw some of their better years, you know, in the championship. But this game, I've said it probably too many times already, but I think Bradford just need to slow down. We're trying to do too many things when we've got the ball, and I think we spoke pre-match that at Keighley, we closed them out in the second half because we just went through the processes and we're pretty clinical, and today we're not doing that.
Well, just a shout-out as well to the young Hunslet winger, Foggin Johnston. He was snapped up by Gary Thornton from the York City Knights, and another one of the young players that has dropped out of the Super League academy structures. He started life under Tony Smith at the Warrington Wolves, and he's really showed his abilities this afternoon with some neat try-saving tackles and good positional sense. Ethan Ryan then from the scrum, tackle number one, Hallis out of dummy half, attacks the markers. Bit of one-man rugby there from Hallis, and he's brought down on tackle number two, 25 out from his own try line. Dalton Grant will carry Bradford up to the 40, 10 shy of halfway on the third tackle. And referee Brandon Robinson's going to say Dalton Grant has come up with Bradford's fourth error of the afternoon. And I think it's, although the crowd are incensed here, John, I think it's crucial that the Bulls players don't lose the composure here.
Yeah, as I've said already, we just look a bit unsettled today. I don't know why, but something just doesn't seem quite right. But we're 12-6 in front, so just need to get our heads back in gear, really.
Joe Sanderson, ball in hand. Referee's just going to stop the clock. Hunslet didn't have the full set in the scrum. It's taken out by Lee to Southernwood to Watson. Watson on that edge to Roberts, and Roberts is going to be brought down just shy of the Bradford 40. Going to come back down this middle channel with Lewis Reed, once upon a time a Bradford Bulls Academy scholarship player. Jack Blackborough brought down just shy of the 20 now. There's options for Jack Lee. Southernwood's in the pocket. They're going to go on the narrow stand side. Southernwood switches the direction. Flat pass there, but it's ruled okay by the referee. Straffer looking to get involved. Here now goes Southernwood. Southernwood to Sanderson. And that's a great hit up there from Elliot Minchella, who raced out of that Bulls defensive line. Last tackle here for Hunslet. Straffer in at dummy half to Southernwood. Southernwood crossfield kick, looking for Foggin Johnson, but that's a good tech there by Jake Butler-Fleming, and Bradford awarded their third penalty of the afternoon. Jake Butler-Fleming taken out in the air, and Bradford breathe a sigh of relief, the danger averted. And Dane Chisholm quick to find touch on the Bradford 30, and Bradford showing a bit of haste, although the referee just wants it to be taken in the right place. So Jake Butler-Fleming has to go back. He's going to tap it on the 30. Brought down on the 40. Still going, 45. 5 shy of halfway. 2 metres in from the Providence stand side. They're going to move the ball back down this centre field. And Matty Garside wraps that ball up in that left arm. And a 2-man tackle just inside the Hunslet half. Hallis to Milton. Milton wrapped up. 10 inside that Hunslet half now. Hallis appealing for a penalty, non forthcoming. Goes along the line to Chisholm. Chisholm couldn't get the ball away to Crossley, and he's going to be wrapped up on the 4th. So 1 tackle remaining on this set for the Bulls. McNally to Keys to Peltier. Peltier offloads the ball in the tackle to Hallis. Hallis opens Hunslet up on that left-hand edge, but Straffer has the former Leeds man, and this will be the 5th and last tackle. The 20 metres out from the Hunslet line, it goes to Keys. Keys crossfield kick, looking for Grant. And the ball's being lost there by Gibson. Grant recovers, and Dalton Grant's got a touchdown in at the corner. This one should be given. It will be given. It's a third try of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. And Joe Keys, once again, the chief orchestrates. He put the pressure there under Joel Gibson. Joel Gibson, the sun blazing down in his eyes. He lost the ball backwards towards his own line, and it was Dalton Grant who was quickest to react, and he has try number 2 of season 2018. 16 points to 6, John.
Yeah, I think we needed that, didn't we, before half time. Interesting enough there, with told to restart the game from the right position, and we've gone forward. A great break from Sam, and we've ended up with a try from Dalton. I'm not quite sure what happened, because there was a knock on, then the ball came off his back. But anyway, the score that we wanted, 16-6. How long's left in this off?
Well, just to let those watching on Proper Sport and Bulls Live, the usual countdown clock that's to our left of our commentary position not working this afternoon, so we didn't start the stopwatch. So we're going to say there's around about 31 minutes gone, so we're around about 10 minutes away from half time here. But Bradford have extended the lead to 10 points, double digits, and Joe Keys, a difficult conversion attempt right on this popular stand touchline. Just looking at the body language of the Hunslet Hawks, they look cool, calm and composed. They'll be a little bit disappointed with how that one played out. Again, it was just fortuitous luck, but the ball bounced favourably there for the Bulls, and Dalton Grant, as we say, picked it up and put it down over the line. Bradford's third try this afternoon. Keys then, this to add on an important extra 2 points to push the Bulls out to a lead of 12. As I said, it doesn't miss many.
Commentators
just looking at the ball, draws that imaginary line to the post, and it's gone across the face. It was as close as you can go without getting it between the H's, and it remains Bradford Bulls 16, Hunslet 6 here in the Betfred League 1 opener at odds. So let's take a check on the Betfred Championship. Currently Barrow 4, Sheffield Eagles 18, it's Batley Bulldogs 12, Featherstone Rovers 6, Lee Centurions 18-0 up against Neil Kelly's Dewsbury Rams, and it's Swinton Lions 6, London Broncos 16, and elsewhere with around about 5 minutes to go in the early kick-off at 2 o'clock at Kingston Park, Doncaster have just scored with 5 minutes to go. They lead Newcastle Thunder 16 points to 14, and elsewhere it is still York City Knights 12, Keighley Cougars 6. On the restart then, Bradford over on the far stand side. Just going to stay in the field of play there is Matt Garside. McNally in there at dummy half, and the ball's been lost in the tackle as Garside just got up a little bit gingerly, and Dane Chisholm gives him warm applause. And Coventry of League One losing 10-6 at the Butts Park Arena. Pilkington Rex potentially with a big scalp there. Long way to go in that one. Bradford's 6th error of the afternoon, and Hunslet will have a chance to have a full set of 6 inside the Bradford half. Sanderson along the line. Wrapped up there in a 2-man tackle is Chappell. Chappell potentially swung his arm out there. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. They're getting involved in it. Grant and Gibson in defence. Liam McKay at dummy half. To Chappell again. Chappell lashing out again. The referee happy to allow play to continue. It's heating up out there. Jake Barnett, who's just come on, brought down on tackle number 3. Roberts goes in at dummy half. Sanderson to Southernwood. Southernwood to Watson. Watson backtracked and latched onto by Crossley and Chisholm. And that's 4th tackle gone on this set of 6. Southernwood now Hunslet looking adventurous with ball in hand to Sanderson. That's come off a Bradford hand, has it? Referee is going to say play on, and Hunslet with Liam Mackay are going to be brought down just shy of the 20, and the referee didn't even have his arm in the air there, and he's going to say that was the last tackle, and there's now more pushing and shoving as the referee just loses a little bit of control, and 6 minutes to go to half time, and perhaps it's just ever so slightly got a little bit warmer out there on the field because George Flanagan has just been introduced. Here goes Ashley Gibson, straight down the middle, up to the Bradford 40. Flanagan in a dummy half, tries to go through a gap. Here goes George. George is brought down 10 inside the Hunslet half, and he's going to be brought down as McNally gets the quick play the ball in to Chisholm. Chisholm floats it out to his fella Australian Butler Fleming, and Butler Fleming on debut is brought down 30 away from the Hunslet line on the 4th tackle. To Chisholm to Peltier. Peltier wrapped up there, and this will be the 5th and last tackle. There's still 30 out the Bulls. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm, an invitation for Ethan Ryan. Watson takes it in goal, and he'll go for the tap on the 20, and Sam Hallis turns attack into the defence, and he will guide Ross Peltier, and Peltier grappled there with Straffer, but Straffer bounced off Peltier and took the tackle and made an extra 15 metres. Here goes Foggin Johnston. He's going to be wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. Well, John, certainly the crowd getting a little bit infuriated, but Hunslet playing to the whistle.
Yeah, I think George spiced things up a bit there, didn't he, in the last set in the Bradford half. But again, for me, it's all about choices in good ball, and I don't think we're making the right ones at the moment.
Well, at half-time, Matt's going to go through the latest League One scores and those early results from the 2 o'clock kickoffs. So we've got that coming up on Proper Sports at half-time. Here, though, in the thick of it, on the pitch, Hunslet looking for a way back into this one as Kane Sutherwood wins a penalty for a lazy high tackle there by Matt Garside, and the referee gives Hunslet their 3rd penalty of the afternoon. We've only had 6 penalties all game here at Hunslet. This one's awarded, 30 out from the Bradford line, and Jake Barnett, the interchange half, is going to tap it. Gives it there to Straffer. Straffer's going to give it, and he's brought down just inside the 20. Quick play the ball by Straffer. Barnett in at dummy half. Gives it there to Lewis Reed, and Lewis Reed brought down by Peltier. Good defence there from Rossi P. Quick play the ball from Sanderson. Hunslet, flat looking pass. Brought down 2 shy of the Bulls line. Barnett looking to go from dummy half. Gives it back to Sutherwood. Sutherwood, half, break. Going on the angle. Gives it out there to Foggin Johnston. Can Foggin Johnston get it down? He's brought into touch. And that was a try-saving tackle from Greg McNally and Ethan Ryan. Scrum head and feet to the Bulls. It's Bradford Bulls 16, Hunslet 6. 5 minutes to go to half-time at Hunslet. If you're just joining us on Proper Sport and Bulls Live, it was an early start for Hunslet. They led in the 5th minute via Joel Gibson, but since then, the midlife difficult for the Bulls, but the Bulls have scored from a brace of tries from Sam Hallis and also Dalton Grant. Keys 2 from 3 attempts, and John Keir about to make his 4th interchange of the afternoon as Liam Johnson with that familiar black scrum cap is about to enter the Hunslet arena. So Bradford then coming from deep from that scrum after Foggin Johnson was brought down in touch on the far stand side. Gibson gets to his feet on tackle number 2. Mikey Wood also out there, and Mikey Wood is going to be wrapped up there on tackle number 3. Garside coming off for Johnston. Hallis, a bit of a half break there. He's brought down just shy of halfway. Here goes George Flanagan, loses his footing, and he's going to be brought down on the 5th and last tackle. Centre of the field, it's going to go from Hallis to Keys. Keys has got a bit of a swirler on that one. Foggin Johnston, though, takes it, and Foggin Johnston there wrapped up and backtracked by Ryan and Butler Fleming. So Hunslet back in possession with around about 4 minutes to go to half-time as Hunslet will attack from deep. What do you reckon, John, thus far? Bradford not finding life easy against a very tenacious and never say die attitude from Hunslet.
I think we're finding it tough, but I don't think Bradford are helping themselves, because I've said earlier in the commentary, there's too much rushing around going on for me. It's evident that they're attacking Joe Keys, targeting Joe Keys down here on the Bradford right-hand side. But again, we've got to make more of good ball. We're looking for too many big passes and too much fancy stuff. Go through the processes and put the points on the board for me.
Hunslet up to halfway on the last tackle. It is going to go with Southernwood. Southernwood just puts one behind Grant, and the bounce evades McNally, and it's gone into touch. That'll be a scrum, head and feet to Bradford, just shy of their own 10-metre line. Don't forget, we're going to have the League One and Championship roundup at half-time, but the ladies score in the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup rearranged fixture at Butts Arena in Coventry. It's Coventry Bears 6, Pilkington Rex 10. That really would be the big rugby league news of the day if Pilkington Rex, John, could come up and knock out semi-professional side Coventry Bears.
Yeah, absolutely, and we could do with a few more upsets in the Cup, couldn't we? So fingers crossed for them blokes for the second half, and fingers crossed for our blokes here.
Dalton Grant on tackle number 1. He's carried Bradford 10 metres forward. McNally in at dummy half to Peltier. Peltier mixing it up with Reid. Peltier and Lewis Reid, once upon a time, played together in the Bradford Bulls Academy. Goes from Chisholm, as Bradford look to find a little bit of a break. Like I say, very stern stuff from Hunslet. Here goes Mikey Wood from Flanagan. Wood up to halfway. A tackle remaining on the set of 6 for the Bulls. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm tries to unlock the Hunslet defence. A no-look, palm back, slam dunk pass. And it's picked up there by Ethan Ryan, who can salvage something yet for the Bulls. It is the last tackle. Chisholm kicks high to centre field, putting pressure there under Jimmy Watson, the Hunslet fullback. And Jimmy Watson's going to turn defence into attack, and he's got a bit of strike here as he finds the support from Joel Gibson. And Joel Gibson there brought down by Joe Keys. Try-saving tackle as Gibson was looking to apply the afterburners and say goodbye. It goes along the line from Southernwood. Southernwood there to Sanderson. Sanderson to Mackay. Mackay back to Sanderson. And Sanderson on the 1-2. He's going to be brought down just outside the Bradford 20. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Josh Jordan-Roberts collides with Mikey Wood. Sucks in Peltier. Offloads the ball. And here go Hunslet down the middle on an attacking raid from Michael Haley. Michael Haley's wrapped up there by George Flanagan, the 2 former Hunslet teammates. As Southernwood goes on that right-hand edge, gives it there to Lewis Reid once more. The hooter's going to sound. Half-time here at Odsall, and it is the Bradford Bulls 16, Hunslet 6. It's been gripping, it's been enthralling. Bradford are having to do a lot of work. Hunslet, credible performance.
Very much so.
From the dressing rooms for the start of the second half, Andy Pollard watching as he can't make it today. Jane Collins watching from Cornwall. Hopefully the weather is just as nice as it is here at Odsall. And a shout out to Liam Pittman-Smith and also Kim Robinson watching from her hospital bed. So it will be the boot of Greg McNally to get the second half underway. Bradford will be playing from right to left, and they will play towards the Ruler Lane terracing. And as we said, it is 16 points to 6 to John Keir's side. And as we said, something had to give this afternoon. Both sides currently on 8 and 6 game winning streaks. And Hunslet, they do not want to suffer their first defeat in 9 games against local West Yorkshire rivals, the Bradford Bulls. So on the restart, Foggin Johnston takes it up to his own 30, 20 shy of halfway. George Flanagan in defence, so too Hallis. As Southernwood looks to float the ball down this right-hand edge to Straffer. Straffer wrapped up there by Minchella and Hallis. As the sun peeps from behind the clouds, as Barnett's wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. On the 5th and last tackle, says referee Robinson. Hunslet just shy of the Bulls 40 as Southernwood puts a high-hanging kick. Great tick there. A lot of experience from the former Whitehaven and Lee man, Greg McNally. Flanagan in there at dummy half to Gibson. Ash Gibson's going to be wrapped up in a two-man tackle just shy of his own 20. Here goes Flanagan to Johnston. Johnston with 2 tries. Currently on loan for the 2018 season from the Giants. Here goes Ross Peltier, direct and down the middle, looking to do damage to the Hunslet line. Still going Ross Peltier. Still going is Ross Peltier. 20 metres made there. Flanagan to Hallis. Hallis beats one, can't beat Straffer. Straffer wraps him up, ball and all. Reed comes in as well. Last tackle, says referee Robinson. Flanagan to Keys. Keys is going to kick towards the corner. It's going to be taken there by Gibson. Gibson's lost the ball. Johnston has a try. Liam Johnston, the referee, though, is going to say knock on. This should be head and feet to the Bradford Bulls, which it will be. First knock on by Hunslet. He's going to say a double knock on there. Is referee Brandon Robinson.
I couldn't see it. I thought the ball. He dropped the ball. It ran over the line, and then we scored. But that's exactly what happened. Looking at the monitor here, but
quite a few.
He's obviously seen something I haven't.
Quite a few people on Facebook Live are all saying they're adamant it was a try. Liam Johnston definitely grounded the ball with his left arm. The referee saying there was a double knock on in the lead up. I certainly didn't see that. Chisholm to Minchella on tackle number 1. Here goes Flanagan. Flanagan twisting and turning. Offloads the ball in the tackle. It's picked up there by McNally. And McNally is brought down half a metre shy of the line. And referee Robinson's going to say McNally has come up with an error despite an entanglement of bodies, arms and legs everywhere. And now there's a bit of pushing and shoving. And this is what we talked about, John, just as we come on air before the start of the second half. It's all about keeping your composure when those decisions don't go your way.
Absolutely, and I think we've just blown a bit of a chance there. I'd just like to mention Jake Butler-Fleming's mum is listening to us live in Australia, I believe, which is great. Another supporter and another listener for our cause. Yeah, we've got to keep our composure. We should have got another score out of that set, shouldn't we? And again, there's been a little bit of a ruckus there and something's happened and a knock on.
Bradford Bulls 16, Hunslet 6. 4 minutes gone of this second half. And Hunslet moving the ball down the middle with Reed, but that's good defence from the Bulls, although they've allowed Reed to offload the ball in the tackle. And they're going to come on this right-hand edge here with Nicholson. Nicholson, wearing 13, is brought down there by Minchella and Butler-Fleming on this right-hand edge. It goes now to Southernwood. Southernwood looks for a gap, but he can't get past Minchella and Butler-Fleming as they come in with a double-team effort. Still 16-6. Barnett out of dummy half to Sanderson. Sanderson attacks former teammate Flanagan. Peltier also involved in a two-man tackle. Last tackle, fifth and last for Hunslet. Back on the halfway line to Southernwood. Southernwood crossfield kick. Taken there by McNally. McNally to Grant. And Dalton Grant's caught on the shoulder. Referee having to put up with the crowd, starting to beseech and get on his back. Ethan Ryan brought down in a three-man tackle. Well, we knew it was going to be tough and physical. Gives a very big, mobile Hunslet side as Mikey Wood now gets stuck in. Southernwood and Nicholson, the two would-be tacklers. Wood just shy of the halfway line. Here goes Minchella to Ryan. Ryan's away. Pass on the inside to Minchella. Has Minchella got the legs? He's juggling with the ball, but he keeps on of it. And he's going to play the ball 10 shy of the Hunslet line. It's come off a Hunslet arm. It's back to one. Crossfield kick from Keys. Telepathic Rugby League. Dalton Grant in at the corner. Bradford have try number 4, and it's a second of the afternoon from Dalton Grant. Bradford 20, Hunslet 6. Take a bow. Elliot Minchella. He caused havoc down this left-hand side, and Hunslet never really recovered.
All started there, didn't it, with Mikey Wood's carry here for about 10 metres in his own half. And we've gone again down the short side with George, and Elliot's made a great break. Great finish there to that set. A great kick from Keys and finished off well by Grant.
16 points to 6 turns into 20 points to 6. 6.5 minutes into the second half. Joseph Varney listening from Lincoln. Carl Walker, what a try. So too Brian Clarkson. I'm watching from Huddersfield with Liam Johnston's bro Luke. That's from Ricochet Higgins. And as we said, Bulls Live with proper sport here. Betfred League 1. Liam Pittman-Smith says, a well-worked try. Valerie Turner says, ace, get in. Joe Keys then. Another difficult assignment. 10 metres or so in from the Providence stand side. This to take the Bulls out to 22. We're in the 48th minute here at Hunslet. And as we said, great linking qualities there between Elliot Minchella and Ethan Ryan down this left-hand edge. Nothing that Tom Ashton or Foggin Johnston could do about that. So then, Joe Keys from the right boot. It's looking like it's gone across the face. Waved away. Bradford Bulls 20. Hunslet 6. 31 and a half minutes remaining in this one. Bradford looking to end Hunslet's 8-game unbeaten run. 14 points behind now, John Hunslet. What do you reckon's going through their head and their emotions?
That they've got to get a bit of control back in the game, but Bradford there went flooding forward and ended in a great try. Unfortunate again, no conversion, but Keys to Grant twice from open field kicks, and we scored 2 tries. Again, need a good sit here now from Bradford.
Mikey Wood on the restart, up to his own 10, just to the right-hand side of centre field. Flanagan, or Gorgeous George as he's been christened, to Peltier, and Ross Peltier does exactly what it says on the tin. Give me the ball and I'm going to barnstorm you down the middle. Here goes Flanagan now to dummy half, trying to make cheap meters. 10 shy of halfway, the sun once again shining down on this great piece of heaven, to quote the late Trevor Foster, as Mikey Wood is brought down on the tackle 4. 1 tackle remaining from the Bulls. Flanagan to Keys, Keys to Johnston. Johnston's brought down inside Hunslet territory. 42 metres away on the last tackle. Keys to Chisholm. Chisholm gives it an almighty boom. Fogging Johnston though. As we said, the former Warrington Wolves Academy youngster is going to turn defence into attack, and yeah, going to have to be a little bit more trickier than that to cause an error from the young Hunslet winger. Watson in at dummy half as Hunslet go down the direct route, down the middle. Although there's a little bit of an injury there, and the referee's going to stop the clock. 29 minutes remaining, John. What do you think John Keir's thinking after half-time? Do you think he's going to be happy with the response?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a good start. But we thought, didn't we, about goal kicking and 80% averages. That's something that we need to work on. I think you'll be happy with the response. You know, 120 strong in the first half, so Bradford will come out and act it a bit. But again, I just think we need to be a bit more selective about what we're doing. You know, let's complete every set, and if we do that, I think we'll cause more problems.
Well, for the second game in a row, George Flanagan has come off the bench, and he's seen Bradford score 2 tries. Let's not forget, he topped Hunslet's try-scoring list with an impressive 26 tries last year. If he can do that for the Bulls and John Keir in 2018, then it will be money well spent. Hunslet moving the ball laterally now over on that left-hand side, switching it towards the Providence stand. Last tackle, Sanderson's kick's going to bounce up kindly for McNally, and here goes McNally. Wrapped up by Southernwood. Centre of the field on the Bradford 30. Ethan Ryan looks for options. Minchella didn't fancy it, so Ryan will take the tackle. 10 shy of halfway, here goes Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming up to halfway. 2 tackles remaining for the Bulls. McNally in at dummy half to Peltier. Peltier rampaging forward once more. 10 inside the Hunslet half now. On the 4th tackle. Goes to Chisholm. Chisholm with a step, the shimmy, floats it out towards Butler Fleming. Ethan Ryan's lost the ball. It's backwards, it's live play, and it's picked up by Foggin Johnston. And Foggin Johnston goes inside the Bulls half before he's brought down there by McNally and Minchella. So chance gone begging there for the Bulls. Chisholm with a half break. And as we said, he looked to get the ball out wide to Ethan Ryan. In the end, it was a bit of a sloppy pass, and Hunslet have capitalised. 20 points to 6. Hunslet trail. They're looking for blood. They're looking for their first points of the second half. 25 out, centre of the field. So it goes from Barnett. Barnett gives it there to Southernwood. Southernwood to Watson. Watson wrapped up there, ball and all, by Callum Bustin, who's back out there. It goes along the line from Barnett. Barnett there, and Minchella comes in. Minchella and Milton in a two-man tackle. Last tackle, 20 metres out. Straffer beats one, can't get past McNally, and the former Bradford man is wrapped up 5 shy of the Bradford line. And that attacking move from Hunslet is extinguished, and we're about to see Gary Thornton making a double substitution as both Nicholson and Lee about to enter the fray. Bradford, though, they're going to have to attack from deep. The 10 metres out from the road try line. Mark Mitchell says it was a poor pass. Quick play the ball from the Bulls. Here goes Dalton Grant. Grant up to the Bradford 40. That's given the Bulls a bit of momentum, a bit of intensity creeping into Bradford's play now as it goes to Peltier. Peltier out wide to Johnston. Johnston's a one-man band on that right-hand edge. Here goes Liam Johnson. Liam Johnson's away down the main stand side. Last gasp tackle, and he's inside the Hunslet 20. Appeals for a penalty, not forthcoming. Here goes Keys. Keys looks for his options, finds Chisholm. Chisholm steps, looks for the offload. Still going there, Chisholm to Minchella. And Minchella will calm things down, and he's wrapped up on the 5th and last. 10 away from the Hunslet line. Here goes George Flanagan. Flanagan caught high. That was a swinging arm, and the former Hunslet man will certainly feel that one. Only the 7th penalty of the game. 4-3 the count to the Bulls, and that is awarded 5 out from the Hunslet line. John Keys.
Yeah, great break down the far side there from Liam Johnson. And then off the back of the play, there will then some quick interchange between Keys and Chisholm. I don't think John signalled it to take the two, and we shouldn't either. We need to keep the pressure on and get another score, don't we?
Steve Crossley just coming on for Ross Peltier. Ross Peltier has done around 27 minutes, and he's certainly helped the Bulls' cause. George Flanagan then taps the ball. Here it goes to Steve Crossley. Crossley fancies a tilt at the line. Hunslet, though, pushing back just in the field of play. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm's going to reach out and score. And then Chisholm, well, he had a try against the West Wales Raiders in the Challenge Cup. He's got his Betfred League 1 account open in 2018. It's a 5th try for the Bradford Bulls. 24 plays 6. The kick to come from Joe Keys.
Just what we needed, as we said there, off that penalty. Great to get the score. And now we need G Keys here now to convert this and make the most of these conversions. Great for Dane to get a try in his first full game back.
Well, Dane Chisholm will be pleasing his sponsors, and they're the sponsors of today's game, Vision On. And he's got the fans in full voice. And Dane Chisholm doing what Dane Chisholm can do. His unpredictable nature. Always leaving you as the defender to second guess his options. Alan Hall, get in lads. Stuart Michael Adams, get in, what a try. Barbara Batten, Chizzy, yeah. As Joe Keys looks to add on an extra 2 points. Martin, admin person, not sure if that's your surname, he's come up with a bold prediction. Bulls are going to win by 60 points now, one-way traffic. Joe Keys then, to add the extra 2, and he's pushed it across the face again. So Keys, just 2 successful attempts from his 5 is taken, and it remains Bradford Bulls 24, Hunslet 6. 56 minutes gone, 24 minutes remaining. Tony Parker says, come on, you Bulls.
Come on, Joe Keys, I think we need to say there. I don't know what's wrong with his kicking boot today. 2 from 5. We need
Kane, Southernwood on the restart. In towards the corner. Bit of a juggle there by Ash Gibson. And Gibson takes it up to the Bradford 20. Just looking at the flags on the Ruler Lane terracing, and there is a bit of an east to west wind that perhaps is against the Bulls in this second half. So perhaps a bit of mitigation for Joe Key's radar going astray in this round 4 fixture. But it is 24-6 to the Bulls. Flanagan now to Chisholm. Chisholm to Crossley. Crossley sucking in 3 Hunslet defenders. If he can get a quick play the ball away, there might be options in centre field for the Bulls. Flanagan to Wood. Wood is down the middle. Brought down there by Straffer and Mackay in a 2-man tackle. Last tackle for the Bulls. Keys going to turn around Watson. Is it perfectly weighted? Watson is going to have to field it from his own in-goal area. And Watson is pushed back in the field of play. Goal line dropout. That was Joe Keys and his mercurial best, John. That one perfectly weighted. Yeah,
we've gone from one kick to another there, haven't we? Great now for Bradford now to get another set, and hopefully you can try and get another score on the board here. But, yeah, Keys seems to be kicking right out of hand, but not off the tee.
Mark Downs. Watching from the USA. Love this feed. Come on, you Bulls. Johnny Orble thinks he's Callum Watkins. Let's see what happens about that, Johnny. Leeds, of course. 5 tries to 4 against Castleford on Thursday. Goal kicking let them down. I don't think that's going to be a factor this afternoon for the Bulls. Bradford awarded their 5th penalty of the afternoon in front of the sticks. Flanagan's going to quickly tap it, gives it to Crossley, and Crossley is brought down 5 out from the Hunslet line. Flanagan in at dummy half, and it's been a dropped ball there. And a chance has gone begging there for the Bulls, although Hunslet now have come up with an error, but that's gone backwards. Referee's going to say no advantage. George Milton looks a little bit disgusted with himself after dropping the chance, and it will be scrum, head and feed to Hunslet. That Bradford's 9th error this afternoon. And going into this fixture, we always keep a tally of the errors and the penalty counts, and Bradford had made 33 errors from their opening games. An average of 7, so they're slightly going against the grain this afternoon, and you couldn't quite put your finger on what's gone wrong, John, in terms of the Bulls.
It just doesn't look as balanced today, does it? But then saying that, you know, we're well in front here, and you know, I'm sure the message is going out from John now to get back to basics, but we just don't seem to be clicking as well, I don't think.
Paul Bryan really appreciates the live feeds. Regular viewer from Florida. Hunslet on their own 40 as the ball goes backwards between the legs there as Mikey Wood and George Milton bring down Straffer. Goes to Sanderson. Sanderson to McKay. McKay's going to be brought down just shy of the halfway line. Southernwood looks to split Dalton Grant and Greg McNally. And Grant's going to take it on his own 5-metre mark. And Dalton Grant fancies a chance. He's got a bit of work to evade those Myrtle and Flame Hunslet coloured shirts as they go lateral down the middle again with Ash Gibson, the former Leeds Rhino man. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm, mazy run, great footwork. Just couldn't execute the offload. Flanagan to Minchella. Minchella yet to score. He scored in his last 3 games for the Bulls. 8 tries in his last 3. Keys to Johnson. Johnson with that black scrum cap. With a body slam. Wrapped up on the 5th and last tackle. Keys now. Testing kick. Going to come down in centre field for Watson. Watson takes it. Great take there from the Hunslet fullback Jimmy Watson. And I tell you something, John, despite the 5 tries they've conceded, I think that back line of Watson, Fogging Johnson, Chappell and Gibson, they can hold the heads high.
Absolutely. I mean, they've not dropped a ball all afternoon, have they, which is good for them. But again, not a bad place for Bradford to turn the ball over. But again, we're just a bit unsure on the last play there, and then we end up kicking, giving away, kicking away possession in effect. But don't know. In the last 20 minutes, I'd like to see us play a bit more open rugby, I think.
A lot of people commented saying, bring back the true West Yorkshire derby. That, of course, Bradford and Leeds. Who knows, in a couple of years it might happen, but immediately the immediate task for head coach John Key is to get the Bulls out of League One and into the Championship. Southernwood, a bit of show and go on the last. Steve Crossley read that like a Stephen King best-selling novel. He positioned himself to a peach and he's brought down shy of the halfway line. Here goes McNally. McNally to Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming attracting the Hunslet defenders like the bees around the honey hive. It goes from Flanagan. Flanagan to Keys. Keys to Johnson. Short, neat, little crisp passes. It advances the Bulls forward. They're 40 metres out from the Hunslet line. Hunted try number 6 now as Mikey Woods wrapped up, turned on his back. A brace of tries for Grant, a brace for Hallis, and also a virtuoso effort from Chisholm. Quick hands from Minchella to McNally. And a penalty for crossing is the decision of the referee. Yeah, he's going to say McNally has gone behind Butler Fleming, and Hunslet awarded their 4th penalty of the afternoon. 9 penalties thus far. Susan Bethel, she's watching from the Wirral. Mark Feather says shelf. Fury Ventura says Wolfgang Bentley. Hunslet though, they're going to have a tilt now on this Bradford Bulls defence. Just shy of the 20. Matt Nicholson turning the tackle, straightens himself up. Lee at dummy half to McKay. McKay kicks forward. It's going to be Milton who palms it dead. Goal line dropout coming up for the Bulls. And still, John, without really saying the Bulls have put this one to bed at 24-6. Hunslet still keep going.
Yeah, Bradford look a bit weary, if I'm honest. A bit lackadaisical there in defence, and for a bit of sharp thinking, and get the ball out, would have conceded a try. Just need a bit of re-energising, I think, maybe a couple of changes due.
Steve Smith says, watching at work in Halifax, don't tell the boss. Let's hope he's not watching the stream as well, or you're both in trouble. So Bradford forced to concede their first goal line dropout of the afternoon. The sun's still blazing down here. When we got to the ground at 12 o'clock, it was like a mini Indian summer. And the kick out from underneath the post there has gone straight out on the full. And the penalty count is locked up at 5 penalties apiece. So Bradford just perhaps not reading the script. Hunslet though, a try and the back in it here. Nicholson, 4 Bradford defenders, bring him down. He's going to get to his feet, play the ball. Lee in at dummy half. Lee's going to try and emulate what Sam Hallis did, but he gets the offload there too. Southernwood to Sanderson, and they're going to crash over out wide of Hunslet. They do have a second try. It's 24 points to 10. This one's not over yet. 17 minutes remain at Odsall.
I've absolutely no idea why we tried to drop a ball out for one of the sticks and bounce it into touch. Needed to go 40 metres down the field there. And as I said, we just look a bit tired and lackadaisical there, and fair play, Hunslet have got their reward.
Dean Roberts there crashing onto the offload. Out the back door from Joe Sanderson. And he'll enjoy that one, will Dean Roberts. And they want to quickly get the kick underway. Although Joe Sanderson has got to wait for the kicking tee, and it's just slowly coming on now. Phoenix Hawks, Brill, try, Daz McGill, come on Hunslet. Well, this one's not over yet, especially if the Bulls have switched off. And a lot of criticism against the Bulls. Gin Shaw says that was shocking defence. Claire down, soft try to concede. Angelina Loftus, come on Hunslet. 15 minutes remain at Hunslet. Round 4 of the Betfred League 1. This to narrow the gap to 12, a 2-score game. Joe Sanderson strikes the pause between the posts over the red, amber and black duck, and we do have a game on here at Hunslet. 15 minutes remain.
And are the goal kicks going to cost us at the end of the game, Mick? That's my big question.
Well, the goal kicks cost Leeds on Thursday. Former Bradford Bulls favourite and current Huddersfield Giants player Adam O'Brien has joined us. He's watching the Proper Sports Bulls live feed.
Why hasn't that baby arrived, Mr. O'Brien, if you're watching?
Adam O'Brien's probably sat now chuckling. Couple of calls from the Bulls faithful saying, wake up, come on. The restart, though, back in possession with Hunslet. 14 and a half remain. This will not done and dusted by any imagination. 24 points to 12 as Hunslet go down the middle with Nicholson. Nicholson wrapped up there by Flanagan. Lee in there at dummy half to Sanderson. Sanderson to Watson. Watson with a half break. He's inside Bulls territory, and that was Joe Keys who read that one well. Good line defence. Last tackle. They go back to the halfway line. Kane Southern would have skewed it. The Bulls are just going to be happy to let this one go. It's palmed into the arms of Mikey Wood. And Mikey Wood is going to go 15 metres inside the Hunslet half. A 6th try for the Bulls here would probably put the game beyond Hunslet's reach as Minchella straightens up. He's in centre field. 13 minutes remain here. Flanagan has options to his left, to his right. Finds Milton. Milton 12 out from the Hunslet line, centre of the field. And now they're going to go to Chisholm. Chisholm along the line to Keys. Keys drops the shoulder and tries to pirouette his way himself. He can't get there and he's brought down 5 out from the line. Goes to Crossley. Crossley's going to have a tilt. Down that right-hand edge, Steve Crossley, can he get the ball down? Referee says he's a metre short, and this will be the last tackle for the Bulls. It goes back to Chisholm. Chisholm, Grubbers one behind the line. Dave Chisholm tries to regather, but Jimmy Watson puts his body on the line and kicks the ball dead, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. 13 minutes remain, 24 points to 12.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't lined up for a one-pointer there, Mick, to be honest. Keys dropped back in the pocket a good 15 yards back, and then I thought Chiz did the same thing, and right, we're going to get the ball back, but we need to make the most of these opportunities.
Up and over halfway, Hunslet will go with a restart. Here goes Callum Busting. 20 metres forward. Reg Lilly watching. That's Jordan Lilly's granddad. Good afternoon, Reg. Lee Hay says, come on, you Bulls, show us you want this. Bradford, 25 out from the Hunslet line. Here goes Dane Chisholm. Dane Chisholm to Busting. Oh, Busting caught on the shoulder. Nothing wrong with that one from where I am. Play continues. It goes back to Flanagan. Flanagan and Chisholm. Along the line to Keys. Keys crossfield kick. Dalton Grant is going to claim a mesmeric hat-trick. And that's going to be goodbye. The Bulls are going to take the points here at Hunslet. 28 points to 12. 6 tries plays 2. A hat-trick for Dalton Grant.
Well, 3 crossfield kicks from Keys and 3 tries for Grant, but he might have got himself out of jail there with his goal kicking. We'll see on the next one. But unbelievable that. Unbelievable period of play.
Dalton Grant, 27 years of age, spells at South Wales, Barrow, Dewsbury and London. And John Keir knows a lot about Dalton Grant's abilities and the ability there to latch onto that crossfield kick, a la Aussie rules from Joe Keys, has generated a 6th try and another 4 points for the Bradford Bulls. Chrissy Keys Webb, I'm Joe's auntie, and I'm watching it, and I'm loving it. It's almost like an episode of Family Fortunes, people watching.
See that, mate? Even my family down in Warwickshire watching the Bradford Bulls. How good's that?
Joe Keys, then. Has he refound his radar?
Let's close our eyes, Mick.
15 metres to the right-hand side of the post, in front of the ruler lane terracing, with that right boot. He's back on point, 3 from 6 attempts. 9 minutes remain. Bradford Bulls 30, Hunslet 12. And I think, John, if we're being brutally honest, 30 points to 12 is a fair reflection of Hunslet's efforts.
And I think it is. And to be honest, Mick, until we got that score, I'd say this game was still on, but I would really like to see Bradford close this out now with another try.
Jeff Henderson, Sam and the Pharaohs, Wooly Bully. Let's hear it play again. Bradford on the restart. Callum Bustin. Milton. Second tackle gone. Flanagan to Crossley. Crossley puts the fend in. 10 shy of halfway on his own 40. That's opened up the field. Flanagan's going to go down the narrow stand side, finds Keys. Joe Keys attacks the Hunslet defence. Good tackle there from Jack Lee, bringing in Joe Keys down. Busting once again. Relentless. Attacking for it. Last tackle, says referee Brandon Robinson. Flanagan to Keys. And Keys' kick is going to go out on the full, is it? No, it's not. It's somehow caught the wind, and Dalton Grant, though, is wrapped up. It was the power play. Hunslet will have the ball 20 shy of the halfway line.
Having a strange day with the boot today, Joe Keys, eh?
Johnny Ellison says, what are your thoughts on Bradford going unbeaten all season? Well, I think what we've seen, John, from certainly that game against Bootham Crescent at York and those fixtures yet to come against Newcastle and Doncaster, to make a statement like that, I'm not going to be the one to make that prediction.
As I said, Toronto thought they were going to do it last year and had some tough games, didn't they? And I think they're finding it tough now they've gone up. So I'll just focus week by week if it was me and keep bagging the points.
Coventry leading 24 points to 20 with 15 minutes left. A great effort from Pilkington Rex doing the amateur game, the world of good. No attendance being given here yet this afternoon, but we're looking at a crowd over potentially 3,500. Hunslet have come up with another error, and it's picked up by Butler Fleming. It is the free play. Here goes McNally. McNally thought about applying those afterburners, and he's brought down just in the field of play. That's got to be a penalty to the Bulls after Greg McNally is pushed into the field of play there. Dade Straffer involved. So too Tom Ashton. Bradford lead the penalty count 6-5. Matt Garside back out there on the field. Final 7 minutes here at Odsall. Hallis appealing for a penalty at dummy half. Flopping the arms to Bustin. Bustin's brought down 30 out from the Hunslet line. Centre of the field. Are we about to see a 7th try for the Bulls? Hallis to Chisholm. Chisholm once again looking to try and get his way past some fatigued Hunslet defence. Keys to Crossley. Crossley's lost the ball backwards. Joe Keys has it. Can Keys unlock the Hunslet door? Joe Keys is doing a fine job. Brought down, 5 out. Just to the right-hand side of the post. 4th tackle gone. Chisholm kicks through. But that's picked up there by Aston, and it's going to go now to Fogging Johnston. So Tom Ashton in a great position there, as Jake Butler Fleming and Ethan Ryan were looking to hunt on that loose ball. 6 minutes remaining. Bradford 30, Hunslet 12. A hat-trick for Dalton Grant, a brace for Sam Hallis, and we've also seen Dane Chisholm get his first League One try of 2018. John Keir about to make his final interchange of the afternoon. Ross Peltier about to come on. Hunslet on the last tackle, just inside the Bradford half, centre of the field. It goes from Lee to Sanderson. Sanderson strikes, finds McNally. Can McNally show something special? He's grabbed there by the shirt tail by Jordan Roberts. And Jordan Roberts brings him down, and Jordan Roberts will give away Hunslet's 7th penalty of the afternoon for not clearing the ruck. And the final interchange of the afternoon, we'll see Steve Crossley leave for Ross Peltier, John.
Yeah, fantastic shift again from the big fella and today. And captain us looks like to a good victory, so well done, Steve.
Final 5 minutes now here at Odsall. Bradford Bulls 30, Hunslet 12. Bradford almost certainly have ended Hunslet 8-game winning streak. The Bulls streak will go to 7. And oh boy, what a game we've got for you on Good Friday at 6 o'clock on Proper Sport and Bulls Live. Bradford Bulls at home to Scott Naylor's Oldham. That promises to be a battle royal here. Bradford, though, attacking right to the death. Hallis doing the hard yards down that left-hand edge. Wrapped up there by Southernwood. Also Reed in there as the second man. Hallis plays the ball. McNally off his knees to Peltier. Peltier driving forward. Ross Peltier giving the Bulls some momentum and traction. Lenny Smith says, hello, Mick. Hello, Lenny. Last tackle, and it's another penalty to the Bulls. Hunslet just laying on in the tackle. Penalty count now, 8-5, and the penalty count slowly going against Hunslet here. Bradford, they're not going to go for 2. They're going to try and...
I think they are, Mick, you know.
Surely not, John. Surely you give this big crowd something to cheer. Oh, the kicking tee's coming on. Well,
with the form we've had today, that's an interesting choice, eh?
Well, it would certainly put the game beyond the doubt. And I'm just looking at some of the Bull supporters. They're all a bit bemused and looking towards each other on the popular terrace and looking, you know, some shrugging the shoulders. But John Keir decided the Bulls want to take another 2 points. Dalton Grant got the last try. Joseph Fernie. Chrissy Keys-Webb, marvellous commentary. Joan Addis, love it from Margaret. Joe Keys then.
Yes, get in there.
15 metres to the left-hand side of the sticks, adds the extra 2 points, and it is 32 points to 12. 76 minutes gone. Keys goes out 4 from 7 attempts. Bulls Live, Proper Sport. Bradford Bulls 32, Hunslet 12, a lead of 20. Southernwood tries a shallow restart. It's taken there by Johnson. And Liam Johnson, a season-long loan from the Huddersfield Giants. Hallis to Grant. I'll ask you for the man of the match after this set of 6, John. For those watching, get your nominations in now. Bradford, 10 shy of halfway. Hallis down the middle. Thought about the offload on the inside there to bust him, but kept on of the ball. McNally to Peltier. Ex-Bulls and Keighley Academy, Ross Peltier, 25 years of age, still in his prime. Last tackle, Hallis to Chisholm. Chisholm plays the percentages. So game management there from Dane Chisholm, just turning Hunslet around. 2 minutes remaining. The attendance has just been given 3,688. As we said pre-game, the Bulls have pretty much sold close to 3,000 season tickets, which is a phenomenal effort for a League One club, John. So on top of that, we've managed to attract a walk-up crowd of nearly 700. So although it's not quite at that 4,000 figure, 3,688 are coming to Hunslet this afternoon, and they're going to see the Bulls maintain that unbeaten start to the season.
Yeah, and to be honest, if we keep winning as the weather gets better, I think there might be more and more people here. I did say pre-game, it'd be great to see 5,000 people here soon at a game, and we've just got to keep working towards that. Going back to the game, for the last 10 minutes, Bradford have sort of got their act together a bit, haven't they? But we still don't look as free-flowing as we have done.
Well, right on cue, the full-time hooter will bring a halt to proceedings. Full-time here then at Hunslet Stadium. Bradford Bulls 32, Hunslet 12, and Bradford will end Hunslet's 8-game winning streak.